thinking a lot about this video and about what to post about the current situation in our country and in our world. And there's a lot of noise on Facebook and a lot of noise on Instagram, and so much so it's hard to cut through what's fact and what's not, where information's coming from. And I think the biggest thing we need right now is compassion. I think it's really easy to look at how much what's going on inconveniences our lives, and that's okay to be like bummed. I love watching sports. I love watching Formula One. It's a racing series that is global, and they canceled basically every race for the foreseeable future until this thing gets addressed. And so it's frustrating, and that's okay to be upset about the things we're missing out on. But we need to be compassionate to each other. There's a lot of fear right now, and people responding out of that fear of the unknown, not sure what's going to happen. And fear makes us do weird things we wouldn't normally do. And what I see is the people who aren't fearful of what's going on are basically bagging on, making fun of the people who are scared. And that doesn't help anyone. So we need a lot more compassion. And the inconveniences that these shutdowns are causing are definitely hard to deal with. Like, my kids aren't in school and won't be for who knows how long, but I'm in a position that's not an excessive burden on my life. But if somebody's like an hourly employee and you rely on school for somebody to watch your kids, those are real problems that are happening. And I do love what I'm seeing, like with SRP not shutting off for non-payment, like not shutting off their power for non-payment. There's a lot of that kind of stuff happening. I know in the NBA, with a lot of the games that got canceled, owners, players are helping pay the wages for those folks that work in the arenas and stuff like that rely on that income. Those are the people, the small businesses, the mom and pop restaurants, like those kind of things. Those are the people that this is going to affect dramatically. And those are the people, the groups, the hourly employees with kids that don't have some place for their kids to go. Those are the groups that most concern me right now. From a virus standpoint, it's definitely it's not deadly at all for younger people, like 45 and younger. The death rate is like 0.2% or something like that, like really low. But when you get up into the older age demographics, it is killing at a rate of 5 to 14% for over 80. And so although me, my kids, we're probably not going to get, even if we get sick from coronavirus, it's probably just going to feel like a bad case of the flu. It's probably not going to do much damage to my immediate family. But if we get sick and we carry it and we are contagious and we give it to someone else, who gives it to someone else who is at risk, that's a problem. So we're doing this, we're staying like this whole social distancing thing. It's not necessary to keep us from getting it, but to keep it from spreading to the at-risk population with this thing. And I'm going to link a couple articles about not only kind of the differences between the coronavirus and the flu, like explaining some of that, because I was like, just with all the noise on the internet and stuff like that, I wanted to see for myself from like medical professionals exactly what this thing is and what it's doing. One of the things that this, like shutting down sporting events and stuff like that, one of the things we're trying to do in America specifically is try to keep from happening here what happened in Italy. And if you don't totally understand what happened in Italy, is that they had this rapid exponential spike of cases and severe cases. And the pneumonia that the COVID-19 virus causes isn't like standard pneumonia that can be treated with medication. It can only be treated with like ventilators and stuff like that, like ICU type equipment. And Italy ran out of equipment to take care of the people that were sick. And medical professionals were having to turn people away, basically turn people away to their death. And that is just horrible. And so this social distancing, this closing down of like large gatherings, putting schools on hold, all these kind of things, they're trying to make sure that we don't have that exponential spike, because although we have a lot of advanced technology for healthcare and stuff like that, we don't have enough ventilators to handle that kind of a spike. And so what we're doing, what the country is trying to do, is try to keep that exponential spike from popping up and basically crippling our healthcare system, because it can't handle the load of severe cases. So read those articles. I would encourage you, before you post anything online about this, that you look up your sources. I see a lot of pictures, a lot of memes. Some are fun and jokey, and that's good. It's good to laugh at times like this. But other ones are like trying to inform, and there's no source behind it. There's no like confirmation that this is good sound advice. And as humans, we're notorious for latching onto something that confirms what we think already. One of the consequences of this social distancing thing is that some people are going to feel even more isolated than they already do. So I would encourage you to reach out to people that you know, especially those that are over the age of like 60, that are probably kind of hunkering down and just hoping to not get sick with this thing. Reach out to them, call them, FaceTime with them. Let them know that you're thinking about them, and because it's real easy for them to feel isolated and feel like nobody cares. And like I said, through this whole thing, we need compassion. I know it sucks. This whole situation is inconvenient. But if we can save lives, like a lot of lives, by inconveniencing our lives for a little while, so be it. And if you know somebody who either is financially on the edge, or they're like an hourly employee that can't work or has to work but their kids are home, reach out. I mean, I don't know if there's much that I can do for folks. These are the folks I worry about. But I just wanted to share some of my thoughts about what's going on right now. And just want to let you know that I'm thinking about you and I'm praying for you.